Welcome back to Timeless Athlete, the ultimate space for former athletes navigating life beyond sports. If you're anything like me, Andrecus Lindley, then you're transitioning from a fast paced, adrenaline fueled lifestyle of athletics, world of athletics, to a post career life, and it comes with its own set of challenges. Here, we'll dive deep into the real struggles of athletes and what they face after hanging up their jersey. If you want to stay on top of the topics, interviews, and the real stories of athletes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's build a strong community of former athletes ready to tackle the next chapter head on. So, I want to dive and talk about today for you guys is something that may be lingering in your mind. Maybe you're getting older and maybe you are already feeling it, but it's our joint health, the pain that we're dealing with the joints. Now, usually, when it comes to joint health, the last thing we think about as athletes is joint pain. If you're somebody who had multiple injuries, maybe that's something that you're already thinking about. But if you're an athlete, the last thing that you're thinking of is joint pain. Hey, I played sports. I stayed healthy throughout my childhood or my young adulthood. Um, so you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna be better off later on in life. That joint pain stuff is usually for the older folks, right? It's for the old folk. That's what we say, for the old folk. But that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily um, the way it goes. And so I want to dive in deep today. I want to kind of tell you and talk to you guys about what's actually happening with our joints, what is actually happening, what can happen, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips at the end of how to take care of your joints. Just some simple tips for you guys to just take with you at the end of the video. All right. So, although arthritis, and that's a real sensitive word to an athlete, especially for athletes who are really taking care of their bodies. But as far as arthritis, we know that this is something that usually happens to an individual, especially a former athlete, when they have had multiple injuries. Say they have had, maybe a boxer fracture, maybe, boxers in their hands, fracture, maybe a knee, maybe they tore their knee up or something like that, or maybe they messed up with their ankles and their hips. All right. So this is something that arthritis usually attacks, something that's already been broken, something that's already been injured. And I just want to go ahead and tell you guys that it's not always the case. There's a lot of cases where, especially for former athlete, that's why I'm gonna go ahead and tell you is that even if you have not had an injury to your hip, to your knee, to your hands, excuse me, to your shoulders, when you get older, you are more likely to develop arthritis based off of the wear and tear that you have had during your sport career. Even if you felt healthy walking away from sports, you're more likely to develop arthritis in these joints. Now, again, I want to make sure that you guys know that it is from wear and tear. But the connection between former athletes and arthritis is something that's very, again, sensitive, and that is osteoarthritis. So, which is, like I said before, common because of all the wear and tear that we put on our bodies. I will go ahead and say if you have played football, soccer, basketball, gymnastics, rugby, anything that is based off of contact with another individual while you are competing, you are more likely to develop some kind of arthritis in all the joints that I mentioned before: your shoulder, your hands, your fingers, your hip, your knee, ankles. It's a really scary thing, right? If you played or competed in sports like running, cycling, biking, swimming, you're less likely to be feeling any pain or developing any pain. And I would say this would be, most likely in your 40s is when you're going to feel it. Most likely in your 50s is when you're going to need a hip replacement, knee replacement. This is what you see from the older generation. This is not something that, hey man, you need to get up and move and you got arthritis because of, you fell or something like that. This has already been in motion since the days of them running around, jumping the fences, walking in snow, 20 miles to get in school. Y'all remember all these stories? I hear stories of my uncles and my dad. They used to play football, in mud, sleet, rain, sleet, or snow, popping. They didn't care about this. They didn't care about that. Real gladiator like. But this is where their hips, their shoulders, their back, their knees are starting to break down. It's because of those years, those 20s, those 30s, those teen years when everything was fresh. You remember we would fall, we would get right back up. They ain't hurt. It's going to be different when we get into our 40s, when we get into our 50s and 60s. It's going to be a lot different. So it is better to do everything that we can now to take care of our bodies. So the scary thing about your hips is exactly what I just said as far as those contact sports is you are 10 times more likely as a contact sport participant to develop hip arthritis. 10 times. You are 10 times more likely to develop knee arthritis because of the wear and tear of your sport way back then. This is without injuries. This is, saying you walked away healthy. This is saying, you was feeling real good between post career until 40s and 50s. You feeling real good. You are 10 times more likely to get hip arthritis, leading to all types of things: hip replacements, knee replacements, like I mentioned. You're 10 times more likely. So that is really scary as an athlete. And I understand, for you guys that's probably, watching this and saying, hey man, I had an injury to those places, to my shoulders and to my hips and to my knees. I'm really going to need a hip replacement that, coming soon. Maybe, but I'm here to help. I'm here to give you some tools to do everything that I can to help you. And it's real simple, guys. The first thing is what I always tell you guys is make sure every year, around the same time, I would say, maybe in the beginning of the year or maybe, 3 months into the year, and you might even want to go for a checkup 6 months later. But every year, go see a physician. Tell them about your past injuries. Don't have him sitting there guessing. Don't, when he asks or she asks, hey, have you ever had injuries? How you feeling? Things like that. Be straight up. I don't care if the pain is a 1 or a 0. Hey, hey man, I played sports when I was younger, or I played this sport when I was younger. I know from this information that I'm getting from a certified personal trainer, somebody who is really engaged with athletes. I'm hearing that I should be cautious about my joints as I'm getting older. I just want you to check them out. Let me know, maybe I have pain, maybe I don't have pain, but let them know what is going on. Hey, I play football. I heard, the hips, the knees might start breaking down when I turn 40. Doc, what can I do? What are some of the things can I do? Or, hey, I'm in pain. It don't hurt a lot, but what can I do now? This is going to give you the opportunity to get some kind of strategic treatment that at that point now. Maybe at that point you catch it and he say, "Hey, yeah, I can see where you did play sports. Right now, you good. Maybe I can give you some cream. Maybe I can send you to physical therapy for twice a week. If you do that and then you practice these movements and these motions, you will be fine as you age. So don't wait until you're 40, 50, 60 years old when the pain starts happening to say, "Oh man, like I wish I would have known." I'm telling you these things now. This is your time right now to exercise your right to do exactly what I'm telling you and be proactive. All right? So that's the first thing. Make sure you go see a physician. Don't have this stubbornness in your head. I don't need to see a doctor. All right. It's better to be proactive than to be reactive and it be way too late. The second thing is, so again, be honest. Always be honest and straight up with the physician and with the doctors. Let them know so they can go ahead and start treating you now. All right. And the second thing is, start using your hips, start using your knees, your shoulders. We have the duty of human beings to function every day. That means bending, reaching, squatting, pushing, right? Excuse me. We have all these motions and things that we could be doing every day. And the best 3 exercises that you guys can be enjoying every day or getting into a routine. Maybe you're not doing it every day. Maybe you're doing it twice a week. Start off with one time a week, then go 2, then go 4, right? Start getting engaged in swimming. Swimming is really good for your joints. Not only is it good for your joints, but it helps circulate the blood to the bones and the muscles throughout the body. Every time you jump into water and you start swimming, it is a full body workout. This is, in my opinion, the best exercise a human body can do because it engages everything: your fingers, your hands, your shoulders, your neck, your back, your hips, your knees, your toes. It engages everything. Everything. It boosts the metabolism, it boosts blood circulation. Strength. If you're trying to build strength, swimming. If you're trying to build mobility, swimming. If you're trying to build your conditioning and heart rate, swimming, right? Another thing you guys can do is biking, cycling. Go grab a bike. I know I know most of us probably got, the old mongoose or the trick bike or something like that, maybe a mountain bike. Fine. Pull it out. Make sure that the seat is high enough for your legs to extend to the pedals. You don't want it too short because you don't want your knees actually doing the work and you're putting more pressure on your knees. You don't want that. So make sure your the bike saddle is all the way up, all right, and extend it to your height. You always want a bike with your height on the bike, all right? Get those hips, get all those things in motion, really sending some blood to circulate in those areas. All right. The next thing and the last thing is getting out to jog. Use your hips, guys. It's a little bit, I would say, always buy some shoes, especially if you're running on concrete that's padded, something that's really comfortable for you to glide on the ground. You don't want to be jogging a lot on concrete unless you have to, and make sure you have some good thick soles and some padding in your shoes to absorb the shock. But running is really good as well. Get out on the trail, go hiking, or not hiking, I'm sorry, but biking, jogging through the mountains, up a mountain, or on a trail. But get out and use your hips, guys. Do not. We live in a world where a lot of people are sitting down, as I am right now, or You know, a lot of people are, maybe 8 hours on the job, just sitting down, not really using their lower back and their abs and their hips, which is so dangerous. Um, but I'm here to help you guys to use your hips. Get out, walk. If you can't run right now for some certain reason, get to the doctor, get to a physician, a physical therapist, let them, check you out and get out there and start moving. Walk first, build up some momentum to a point where you can jog maybe 10, 20 meters, 50 meters, then 100, then 400, then you off to a mile, and then just keep going, guys. Keep going. Do not stop. When you have to use it or you will definitely lose it. And there is no quick fix for any of these things that's happening in today's world as far as your body. Yeah, they can operate and give you a new hip and a new knee, but guess what? You're gonna be right back in the gym because you gotta learn how to use it. So I hope the information really helped you guys today. This is something that's scary but realistic, and it's something that we can actually do about it, so don't feel too bad. Remember, you're a timeless athlete. That's why you're here, right? So what I do is I help former athletes 30 plus get back into shape with lean muscle and a great source of energy using my Reignite method for 90 days or less. I almost messed up there, but I'll get you right in 90 days or less. If you are interested, make sure you comment down in the comment section, stay timeless or timeless athlete, excuse me. Other than that, guys, y'all have a blessed day. Realize that, as a former athlete, we have so much to give. We are here for a reason. Use what your gift and the abilities as an athlete to inspire your loved ones. They want you here for a long time. They don't want to see you aging and hurting. So do everything you can to at least be around for them. Do it for them. All right. Yeah, we played sports and all that for everybody else. I mean, we did it for ourselves, but we did it for the big crowd. Now your big crowd is your family, it's your friends. So be around long enough to enjoy life with them. All right. So, hey, that's it. Y'all already know, man. Y'all stay blessed by the best. And remember, stay timeless. Peace.